Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, then big shout out to you. This is where you're supposed to be. Soul Therapy Cafe, leading a divine life on that spiritual journey, your awakening, and living the best life, the life that you were called to lead. So today, I really want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. A while ago, I was a guest on the podcast where they had seen that I had done a post about belonging to yourself. And so they had a lot of questions for me. And one of the things that they asked me, it was about self-love and how did it connect to belonging to yourself. And I feel like I really kind of need to go into that. I just feel really called to bring this message about self-love because there's a lot of, information out there. We're hearing the self-love, self-care thing quite a bit in the recent years, and I just wanted to make it clear what my definition is, and to help you understand the collective that it's not just about your relationship with others, okay, and how they treat you, but mainly about your relationship with yourself. That's your main relationship. That is the holy grail of all relationships. It touches everything that you do. So before I go on, I want to ask you to like, share, subscribe, do what you're called to do. And if something resonates in this message, please leave a comment. I love getting your comments and going back and forth and hearing what you have to say, because we're all on this journey together. So back to the self-love thing. I feel like I hear that word a lot. People are talking about self-love, and we're hearing about self-care. It's like it just came out of nowhere in the past few years. Everyone's talking about it, whereas 5 years ago, you hardly even heard the words together, Now, self-love is a keen appreciation for self. You're loving yourself, you're accepting yourself, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, you're yeah, this is me, and I really appreciate this about myself, and I like that, and you're complimenting yourself, you're knowing yourself, how you're treating yourself. And it's not just in relation to loving yourself first before you're getting into a relationship with somebody else, okay? Because I hear it a lot like that, I gotta love myself, and how can I love anybody else if I don't love myself? Which is true, but what I'm getting at today is loving self is not just about this intimate relationship, this keen appreciation, or this belonging to yourself first. Yes, that is definitely a big part of it, but also look at other areas of self-love. It's how, for example, let me just give you my example that I recognized recently, where I was doing something that I felt like I had to do, but I didn't really want to do, but I was afraid to let go, and it had nothing to do with a relationship with anyone else. It was about a career opportunity that was not in alignment with me, okay? But I was just kind of just doing it, and I knew that I would do it for a short time, but I was using it as a means to an end, just so that I can do something else. And I said, okay, I'm going to stop doing it. And it wasn't an awful thing, or it was just something that it wasn't what I'd like to do, but I felt like I should do it, and I should be grateful for it, even though I dreaded it all the time. Everything, every cell in my body was telling me that it was just not for me, and I was just pushing through it, and it was really hard for me, especially when you've done so much healing work. You're like, no, this is low vibrational, I don't like the vibe, and you're just so much more aware, right? And I just kept thinking about the money, and I kept thinking about the money, and I kept telling myself I'm not coming back here, and I'd be kind of complaining underneath, And I could like really feel that not just the company, but the environment. Not necessarily all the people, but the people did kind of feel like, you know, they were just like kind of sheep, like sheep. I got the sheep vibe, like they were sheepish, they were not awake, and they were just doing it. And all the while I was thinking, oh my God, this place is giving me plantation vibes, you know, like these people don't, you know, they don't even understand what's, they're not, okay? They're not woke, you know, they're not feeling this. They're not picking up this vibe here that this company is making billions of dollars, but yet they can't do other things here to make our lives like better. Anyway, you know, just one of the symptoms of just being on the matrix, okay? In the matrix, rather. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this for another week or two or whatever. And then time would go by, and then now it's like 3 weeks and I'm still doing it, but then I really don't want to. And I get this like this feeling in the pit of my stomach when I have to go in and do it. And you know, it was hard. In the meantime, I did like collecting that check every week too, you know, because it gave me a false sense of security. But I knew deep down inside that I was going through something and I was challenging something deeply personal, you know, because, okay, if I am loving myself, why am I putting myself through this? This is the question. This is the question, and this is the scenario that I'm painting about this self-love business. Like, okay, if I love myself, why am I hurting myself? Why am I making myself go through this when I don't really have to? And I can pull the plug at any time. But I continue to do this. So further investigation, further shadow work allowed me to see that there was something deeply rooted in me that I needed, or I felt like I wouldn't be supported, or I wouldn't be okay, I wouldn't be safe if I didn't have like this sort of like traditional kind of like thing going to, even though it was just like a few days, you know. But I felt like you know, like I know I gotta hold on to this because this is like another check coming in addition to all my other like stuff that is still growing or whatever. And you know, I often mentor like others on their spiritual journey, you know, and support them. And I really go hard for them, okay? And I give them, you know, I give them the tea. You know, it's kind of like I really am nurturing, but I give them the truth, and I give it to them like I don't hold any punches, you know, because I want you to get through this, and I want you to be clear, and I want you to be concise, and I want you to be victorious. But then why was I like not like feeding into my own medicine, you know? And I was seeing that there was something deep inside of me that was like not feeling secure, not feeling safe, not feeling protected, not feeling valued, not feeling, but I was still doing it, you know, still doing this lackluster like job and knowing I'm so much more, but you know, just for the money. And I'm thinking, wow, this is really shameful. Look at me, you know. I mean, hey, I'm on my journey, okay? But finally I said, you know what? I'm not loving myself. I have to remember to love myself enough to say no under no circumstances. I am not for sale. I will not do this work. I don't believe in this company. I don't believe in what they stand for. I don't believe that I am valuing my time the way I should, all for a check. And what is it about me that allowed me to kind of step into that scenario? Like, so again, healing to say, wow, what's really going on here is that I need to trust. I need to, you know, to know and remember who I am. I'm too good for that. Okay, I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm a divine being. I'm chosen, and spirit's got my back. Okay, now I didn't say I'm gonna go off and do something crazy and ridiculous. Okay, but I did say that I need to go within and to pull out that inner strength to find the way forward. Because what I was doing and my mindset was just holding me back based on fear or limited beliefs that somehow I carried with me And I believe that's a lot of those beliefs were, I inherited them, that's kind of how I grew up. Like, don't go trying to like believe and be special and, like this, just be like everybody else, Yvette. Don't try to know you and your ideas. No, no. I don't care what you thought, okay? Stop thinking, right? And I had to really just like check myself to see where, this was coming from and to remember who I am. Because, being back in the matrix, after you have done so much healing, you have to like, things will come up. Because when you're healing, you're letting go of layers and layers and layers. It's rarely like you letting go of like a whole huge chunk. I mean, you can definitely do some quantum leaps, and I'm sure you are, and I'm sure I have. But for me, what I'm talking about, okay, let me just put it this way. What I'm speaking about is something that was inside of me, that was rearing its head, allowing me to see, have a look in the mirror and see what's happening, and then just letting it go, just facing it and seeing it, understanding it, and say, okay, I see what's going on here. You know what? You have no place. I love myself too much to put myself in this situation. I'm too healed to be going back there and behaving like this. I'm on my divine path. And as long as I continue to be on my divine path, I am protected. I am valued. I am secure. I am seen. I don't have to worry. I'm safe. Just stay in my North Node. Just keep going. Just keep moving. Just keep moving forward. But be aware, because on that journey, we are constantly evolving. We're growing. We are seeing. We're conscious. And we have to examine ourselves, because we are, really deep down inside, our best healer. Yeah, we can get help and support and all these things, but we are our number one healer. So, I mean, who else is with you 24/7, like every moment of your life? You. Who knows you better than you? You do, okay? And nobody can love you better than you can. So that's where that whole self-love comes in. It's like not just about relationships, not just about what you will or will not allow, but it's really deeply rooted in the decisions that you make, which impact your life and the lives of others around you. Even though you might feel, like safe by doing it, but does it align with you? Does it value you? Does it make you feel good about yourself? Even though you think you might need that little money, but all money ain't good money, okay? And guess what? Who's in charge of all the money in the universe? Well, hello, Spirit is. So all you have to do is tap into that energy, that high vibrational energy of self-love, the highest form of love, to say, you know what? I'm gonna walk away. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm gonna, do what I want to do. But this price is too expensive for me. I'm exerting all of my energy in an environment that's bringing my vibration down low. It's making me feel bad. And I know that somehow I'm getting gypped along the way, really. And after doing that, I can really appreciate myself a lot more. Like, whoa, Yvette, this new Yvette is just like different, It's like you're operating much faster. You're getting the messages. You're learning. You're evolving much more quickly, and you're putting yourself through less turmoil and, unhappiness, because you can't love yourself and allow yourself to be in an unhappy place for an extended period of time. You just can't. You can't. That's not self-love. And Spirit doesn't want you to be in an unhappy place any time more than necessary. Do you understand? I mean, for one thing, we are uncomfortable sometimes, but when it's over, it's time to get out. You got the lesson. You got the memo. Let's keep it moving. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay lingering. when you don't have to. Don't stay being uncomfortable, complaining like I was, when all I had to do was say the word, you know? And so that lesson that, you know, self-love has many layers, has many corners, it has many directions. It's so multifaceted. It's more than just about, you know, that sort of like love thing about, you know, take care of myself, nurture myself, you know, and, you know, loving myself and before anyone else and blah, blah, blah. But it has many facets and many layers. And, you know, I want to hear from you, you know, like, in terms of self-love, like, how are you honoring yourself? How are you belonging to yourself? How are you stepping out of the box and saying, no, 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 this is not just about romantic stuff, you know? Like, tell me how you're growing in that way, you know? And don't forget to like and subscribe and to share, because I'm sure that a lot of people have a lot to say about this, since everybody's so much more aware you know, these words, you know, self-love and that kind of thing, you know. I think that when you love yourself, also that you resonate, you glow in a different kind of way. You know, we're talking about these multi-faceted, multi-layers of self-love, in ways that we never imagined. You know, like you think, okay, you know, it's just this, but no, it's many, many different things, and it resonates, you know, like sort of like in a physical way, where the way you look, the way you flow, the way you talk, what you eat, what you look like, you know, how you carry yourself. And it's sort of like an invisible kind of energy, an invisible kind of frequency that people can pick up on. It's like, it's about what you say and about what you don't say. It's about what you do and what you don't do, right? It's an incredible high vibrational, like, flow, energy. It's very powerful. It's very confident. It's very grounded. You know, you're feeling secure. And another layer of that is definitely like faith, you know, or just, you know, really believing in self, believing in your infinite potential, believing in the power. No matter what happened in the past, that was the past, but you believing in that my life, this moment, you know, is about this. Like, I've licked my wounds and my bruises, but I live to fight another day. And today I'm feeling victorious. I'm feeling like I'm in love with myself, okay? I don't really need to look outside myself for that, okay? That's the old. The new is that, you know what? I'm simply satisfied and absolutely splendidly in love with myself, you know? And all of these wonderful things that people expect other people to give them or to tell them. Like, you know, I was watching this Netflix, you know, series, Bridgerton, you know, and the Queen Charlotte, you know, she said something really amazing, which I was totally unexpected, you know, and she says, I am absolutely gorgeous, you know. And the way she said it was like, oh, it like took me aback, like, ooh, I liked it, but it took me by surprise. And I no matter what she looked like, I thought, yeah, well, now that's a statement, you know. So obviously, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's just like, you know, a television series. Who knows if she really was saying that, you know, or had said that. But the whole idea is that proclaiming and acting out and you know, embodying that kind of like self-love energy. Not just saying, well, it's the way that I will and will not be treated, but it's the way that you treat yourself. You know, you allow others to treat you, you know, how you speak to yourself, how you understand that you have certain levels of expectation from yourself, that certain things just won't do. It's just too low vibrational. You know, it's not good enough for you because you're understanding your value because you're loving yourself. So again, comment. Let me hear what you guys have to say about this thing called self-love And if you're inviting in some new, some new ideas, some new discoveries about how you are loving yourself. Okay, that's all I got for you. I'll see you next time.